Hello.
Hello, everybody. I'm Pasha Marlowe, and this is the Let Pleasure Be the Measure podcast. This is a special episode number 60. I waited, to make 60. Super fun. My first episode with somebody in person. So why not pick the amazingly funny, raw, kooky Meredith Steele. Meredith and I both live in central coastal Maine. And so we were able to meet in person over Reese's peanut butter cups and tea. So here we are in my house. Meredith's in my house.
I am in her house.
She's already hugged my dog.
I did.
And peed in my toilet. Was there any poop in there? I don't even know. I have to remind
I'll tell you when you're older.
Okay, I have to remind my husband and my son to flush. And it's often
I thought you were asking if I did.
Oh, no, I didn't mean, did you clog my toilet? No, I was like asking if you found something.
It was clean when I entered the restroom.
Good.
And when I left.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah,
I have my husband, who's really frugal, buys the toilet paper that you can see through, which my labia doesn't prefer. And so I hide the fluffy toilet paper that I really like in one of the drawers. I should have told you where the better.
That's for the second visit.
Yeah.
I get the fluffy
You
paper
upgrade to the labia.
Depending how this goes, I get the special toilet paper.
So we have no idea what we're going to talk about, but we have so much to talk about because we have so much in common outside of living in Maine. We both like making content and people watch Meredith.
Stop it.
So I aspire to having people read and listen to what I do. How does it feel to come, whatever the day was when you're like, oh, wait, there's people on the other side that are actually watching. And now it's probably like 1 million people. But like, at what number was it like, oh, this is serious now, people are watching? Like people are actually listening to what I said.
For me, I think it was when I hit the 100,000 threshold on TikTok, which was about this time last year.
Okay.
And there's a thing on TikTok called the Creator Fund.
Okay.
And it's morsels on the dollar. Like it's not a lot of money, but it was enough money at that point from my content creation that I bought all my kids Christmas presents.
Aww.
And I was like, oh, this is real.
Yeah.
Like this is cool. Like people remembered things about me. I started getting packages from people. And then I bought my kids Christmas presents. And so that was like a real milestone because it's like, oh, this isn't just like a dumb hobby that I do for myself.
And most people, it seems like, are like sending you nice cards, nice messages, nice packages.
Yes.
And then there's crazy stuff.
Yeah. I've only gotten a couple weird packages, but
Yeah. I've never received mail or package. So all y'all listening who love sending some stuff, you could buy 2 and then
I'll send you a package.
Send me
your first fan mail.
You could put it in her PO box and then I'll drive up to her house. Yes, I need 1 piece of fan mail in my life. 51 years later, I'm like, who am I talking to out there?
Did you see the one where I got drugs?
Yes, I heard about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what kind of drugs was it?
I don't know.
Okay.
I had to call. I got a like a notarized letter in my PO box that was like, please, or like you've been flagged for, I don't remember what it said, but like illegal substances. And then I had to call this phone number and I had to like connect to 6 different people and then prove that I didn't order drugs. They wouldn't tell me what it was, but I had to prove that I didn't order them.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
To get off a list.
But you like had to ethically tell somebody. You felt
prove,
like I
had to prove that it wasn't me.
Like,
just ordering a kilo in the mail. It was bad.
I wouldn't know really what it was either if it, was sent to me.
No one ever fessed up to either.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
So they were like trying to get you in trouble.
I don't know. I think maybe somebody saw my videos and they're like, this girl needs some weed. Like she needs some help. They're probably trying to calm me down. Like I like to think it was a charity situation where they're like, this bitch needs some weed.
Yeah.
I didn't get it. And they never fessed up.
I had a brownie once and it just went really, really badly. So I have like the reverse reaction to a lot of drugs, whatever that is. Yeah.
It's lack of control.
Okay.
I can't I know I can have 2 martinis and be great, but like the other stuff, I'm like, I don't know, and then I don't like it.
Yeah. Scary. Yeah. You talk a lot about mental health. I talk a lot about mental health. I've opened up to my listeners about depression and anxiety, even panic attacks, which make you feel like you're having a heart attack. And also lately ADHD, and probably a million other things, but Sexless marriage.
Or-
And like while we're at it,
Or encyclopedia of
chronicles,
undiagnosed life problems.
So yeah, sometimes I do talk about really heavy things, but then I try to remember the paradox, that there's pain and pleasure and laughter and tears. And so given the mental health challenges that you have, is your content and your comedy like the quickest way out on a bad day?
Yeah. I'm a
Mhm.
verbal processor
Mm-hmm.
and so it all happened during the pandemic, right? When I was like extremely isolated.
Mm-hmm.
So usually I verbal process with like my girlfriends, or I had worked in restaurants for a lot of times. So there was like sort of chaos to throw my anxiety at. And it was just me by myself with all the things. And so I would just go to my car and make videos talking about whatever current chaos was going on. And then people were like, me too.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, wait, it's not just me. And then, so because I feel like a lot of the times the things we go through are more universal than we realize, but
Absolutely.
not talking about them makes you feel like you're the only one going through it. So the more I talked about it, the more people were like, wow, me too.
Mm-hmm.
And then the more I was like, oh, okay. So it's sort of become a form of therapy.
Yeah. And because you let it out and released your shame around it, it releases their shame. I always think about there's no one-way liberation.
Yep.
You liberated yourself, and thus other people witnessing you are also liberated.
Yep.
And so, so yeah, you're a mental health specialist. You're a comedian. You're seemingly addicted to Dunkin' Donuts.
I am
drinks.
from the car. I didn't bring it in because I was trying to, I realized I should have offered to buy you one. I couldn't just roll up with my own iced coffee.
It's
Like,
okay.
maybe
Yeah,
I
you
should
could- you
watch
could-
me.
you could have brought it in. Yeah,
Animals. I collect animals.
like live animals.
Living
Dead
animals.
animals.
Yeah, I collect dead squirrels.
Well, we're Maine,
Yeah,
like
fair,
stuffed
like-
animals. But like, I didn't know if you meant figurines, like the tchotchkes.
No.
Okay.
I like how my brain immediately went to roadkill.
I collect roadkill. So
What's wrong
you
with-
collect like dogs and cats, or like do you
Yes.
collect like mice and
No,
turtles?
so there's
and
maybe more traditional therapy animals.
stuff?
So there's a trend on TikTok right now, and it's like how my husband says I collect animals for trauma. And so I have 5 cats
Aw.
and a dog,
Yeah.
and a bunch of chickens and some red-eyed tree frogs and
Oh.
whatever else I can find.
Do you consider them all your emotional support?
Yes,
Animals?
they're all being held hostage in my home, forced to be hugged.
Stop hugging me.
Like, most of them have given up. There's one cat that's still holding out, but the other 4 have just given up, relinquished.
I think animals were probably the happiest beings on the planet during COVID, and still, because their people were finally home. We needed support. We were available to poop and pee them and walk them more than ever. And
I think my animals went the opposite way. They're like, this woman needs to leave. Could she just go somewhere else?
Is this why are you in your car doing your videos?
Well, so during COVID, it was the only place that my kids weren't.
Oh, so for the quiet and
Yeah.
the peace
So
of
it
privacy.
started, I'd be like, mom's gonna go to the car, and I would lock the doors and be like, you can't talk to me when I'm in my car. And they'd be like, so sorry, mommy's editing this video that was like already up. And I would just be like scrolling on the internet being like, I need quiet for 12 minutes.
So
And then-
you go to your car like a lot of moms go to the bathroom for a very long time.
Correct.
And your kids know if mommy's in the car and the doors are locked, don't knock on the
Yes.
window
Yeah.
and like smash your nose up or talk to you.
They do that in the bathroom though. They just open the door. We have one of those like pokey, you have nicer doors. Like, you know, the ones where you poke like a safety pin or a bobby pin through it and it like, on the
Oh,
other side.
to unlock it with a safety. Oh, they're tricky.
I will be in the bathroom and I'll hear like,
Oh,
so the
shall we
car.
talk about boundaries?
We don't have any at our home, but the car, they're somehow respectful of the car.
That's good. And so you spend most of your time in the car all day. It's like cold out now. I'm just wondering, like, do you turn it on and you run it, let it run in the driveway?
Yeah.
Great. Have at it. I'm gonna
Good
whoa.
Good
I'm
for
just
the
like
environment.
fixing. Oh, there we go. I'm like trying. Yeah. I'm like pretending we're actually at a in front of a brick wall.
We
basically,
are.
like
That
the
is
edges
a
of
very
the wall.
real brick wall.
Yes. Everyone actually asks me what this is, and I bought it off of Amazon. Like I bought everything.
I thought it was
And
real.
so it's not a green screen because I don't like that weird look at
like the
when you
glowing
have
halo of.
Yeah, and like when your hands get trippy, I don't like it. So you're 30, right?
33.
33. Okay. 33, 51. And so whenever I'm talking to somebody younger, I'm like, teach me things. But clearly, there's already things we've learned you can't teach me, but you're really good at some stuff that I honestly would like to know. And I think some of my listeners would like to know. Like in this world,
Okay.
grooming. Can I ask, these are embarrassing questions, but I seriously want to know. First of all, I don't ever do like nails, but that's very fancy.
These are out of control. So.
That's really cool and awesome, but they're like stick-ons or something, right?
No, these are my real nails.
They're your real nails?
Well, this one I broke, but these, I went to New York this weekend. So
right.
I had this, like, I got gratuitous holographic talons, but they need to go away.
Okay.
But I usually have my nails done. Yeah, they're just a little long.
Okay.
I feel a little trashy, but like a little spicy depending. They're like spicy for New York, but in Maine, everyone's like.
You can opt out of this question, but this is what I think about if I think about growing my nails, like rip back to the labia, like ripping accidentally my labia.
Ripping? Like, what are you doing? How furiously are you going?
Maybe I've been doing this wrong all along.
You think you like this? Yep, it's time to. Okay, your first mail is going to be a very delicate, soft vibrator.
Right. No, I have those too, but I
use like this part.
Okay. Okay, if you were, let's say, I know you're in a heteronormative relationship, but
Correct.
Let's say for the LGBTQ listeners out there, that I have a lot of them, mostly a lot of bisexual women are out there listening, and they might have female partners. And I've always wanted to know, if you have a female partner, is it dangerous to have nails? Like I
have a girlfriend who has no, not girlfriend.
Okay.
I have a friend who is a girl. Sorry,
I
have a friend who's a
back
girl.
the train up.
Whose these two fingers are shorter, which might be like a very like aggressive display. But
is that like
these two?
How
are
you can tell somebody's like
she
like
just
wants
keeps
to be
those
with
two shorter.
Oh, see,
kind of like how like drug dealers have the long pinky. Or like drug people, right?
No,
like how they like have like one like bad dudes in the movie always have like the long pinky, and then they're like in blow.
Okay. So if you're wondering if somebody
you tell a lot by their fingers, you got this one for drugs, this one for
yes,
maybe these three depending on the kind of relationship.
I just wear my rainbow sweatshirt and glasses around town in case it matters. And this doesn't work either.
Yeah,
I'm just telling you.
This is like the two short fingers are more subtle than the full rainbow getup.
I don't know why nobody's picking me up. Why is this not working? Okay, so grooming really quick, because you talked about ass downstairs in my kitchen. This is what I want to know. So I went to a person because I wanted eyebrows, because when you get older you lose your hair.
Yeah.
And I grew up during Brooke Shields' time, so we plucked. And when you pluck too much, they don't come back.
Yep.
So don't do that. But so I had they're supposed to come down to here, so I had too much space.
Yep.
So I went and did the microblading thing.
Mm-hmm.
And this is just like 3 weeks ago.
And nice.
Thank you. Well, they've calmed down, but I got really, really worried because have you done it?
Yeah, I mean, I have like the most aggressive eyebrows in the world. They look great on screen.
Yeah.
But like you see in the middle, they're like I need to have them redone. They're like penciled in because they've been faded.
Well, when you come out, no matter what color the blading person chooses, it's dark.
Yeah, it looks like Sharpies.
Yeah, it looks really weird and thick, like too thick and too weird. And so I was like, I called her and I said, I don't like the color, I don't like the shape, and this
is permanent forever.
Great. And I'm like, and it's a week, and you said after a week it's going to change color and change shape, and they were pointy, and I wasn't used to points like for me at all. The points are very fancy on you, but I felt like Count Dracula from Sesame Street. And so I was like feeling very like I don't have any tattoos. I hardly have any piercings other than my ears. I'm super conservative. And then I get like the first tattoo on my face, and apparently it's permanent. So she had me like vigorously exfoliate.
Okay.
So the actual reason I was telling this is because I was at the blade place. There was this really nice woman who said, it's your first time doing your eyebrows. Like you can do like your chin hair, your lip, you could do your nipple hair. She was like going on, and then she was saying you could do your all over hair. And I was like, no, nobody's touching down there because it's too fragile. Now it's like older, more crepey labia. And so it's like, I worry about actual ripping. And so she said no, that she works with crepey labia.
Crepey labia.
You know when older people get
upsetting
crepey?
term.
Sorry.
No wonder you're worried about piercing it with a finger.
Well, you'll
Oh, God. Yeah, I'll have short fingernails, I guess.
Yeah.
I enter my
short
crepey labia
fingernails and really good toilet paper. And so anyhow, so she said she would do the waxing and it would be gentle, and she promised, and I haven't done it yet. But what I will tell you, which is why it comes back to ask, is she said, like, do you want to, when I sign you up for this, I need to know how much time to schedule you in. Do you want to just do the front or the back? And I don't understand what you mean by the back. And she said, well, when you're in the position, we could do all the way up the back.
Mhm.
And then I said, why? Well, like, what is the purpose? And she said, it's just so much cleaner. And I said, like, wiping, like, why would this be cleaner? What does it matter whether it's clean? And so, because all my action has been wiping. And she goes on to explain to me that it's cleaner for activities that are fun, and that she's like, you'll never go back to hairy ass. And I was like, this is hilarious. So I might on December 18th, when they fill in the stuff that I scraped off. But okay, would you recommend the full out front back, or just stick with the front? Because it scares me.
Well, it depends on your comfort level, because sometimes when you get the back waxed, you have to go on all fours and hold cheeks apart.
Shit, she
And
didn't
so
tell
it's
me
like
how.
it can be very intimate. It's an intimate experience. So I would recommend maybe like ease in. So I just got my bikini line lasered yesterday, for the first time ever. Lasered,
Okay.
but
I've
it
heard that
hurts less than waxing,
Okay. So you just do the bikini.
but like around.
Okay.
And then I use Nair.
Oh.
I don't like waxing. I'm a big wuss. I have a high tolerance of pain, but for some reason the waxing is a little too.
So I may be going into something a
I
little
don't
too
know
extreme.
what you like.
I don't like any of it.
Try it once.
I like Chewbacca.
You
I don't
could, okay,
know.
so what you could do is you start with a perimeter and move in.
Okay, yeah. She said don't shave from now until then.
Yeah.
Like she said, go Chewbacca in my inner thighs and all over. And so maybe you're right. Maybe we just start with the inner thigh ripping, and then if I'm cool with it, I go where it's less sensitive, like C-section scar area.
So what happens is though, if you, that's right, that's the root, because
don't start with the labia or the
because then you just have like one rogue strip and be like, I'm out. But I think, okay, I'm not intimately involved with the hair of your ass, right? But I feel like if you haven't noticed it to this point,
I haven't.
you probably don't need to.
Okay, fair enough. That's good advice. I've been anxious about my December 18th appointment, and I haven't known, because if I ask my friends, all of them being OBGYNs and therapists and
Nobody cares.
sex, yeah, they're like, nobody cares, nobody's going down there, nobody's looking, and don't mess with the female body. Like, just leave it. It's self-cleaning, and it's supposed to be hairy, and like, don't mess around with it.
It gets a little warm without the hair. Like, I feel like it gets a little swampy.
With the hair, without the hair. Warmer without the hair?
Like there's like nothing, it's like a dolphin. It's like slippery. It's all just too hairless.
Okay.
Like a little hair. The perimeter is what I got because I just like don't want to have to worry about shaving this summer.
Yeah.
But even then I go to the beach with my girlfriends and we're all like, hey girl, when was the last time you shaved? And we're all like just pushing around.
Did you read that book? Something has a beaver. It's like children's story.
Brenda's Beaver Needs a Barber.
Yeah.
Ashley read, my TikTok friend Ashley read it on a video, and it's
it's really, really funny. And highly recommend that book. Okay, thank you.
But you have like a long-term partner.
So I have a sexless marriage.
Oh, okay. You did mention that. I didn't know if that was just a talking point.
No, it's true. We've been married 14. Wait, Jamie's 14. We've been married 14 years.
Okay.
Like accidental.
I had one of those too.
Shotgun wedding, and then And then some infidelities happened, some
Okay.
betrayals, which I'm open about in
Okay,
here
good.
too. And then I just stopped wanting it. And since then, with COVID and reading Untamed and loving rainbows, I decided that I would come out as bisexual, not like decide like this will be fun, but like actually
Yes,
did.
realize.
And then I wrote a book about it, saying my next husband will be called My Next Husband will be a lesbian.
Yes. Yep.
Whether or not that's true, I don't know. Needless to say, no action in 5 years, and I can't see it anyhow. By the way, when you're like 50, menopausal, you're gonna be like scared to get old because of the crepey labia and stuff, but you can't see your bits.
I can't see him now.
Okay.
I got a nice little, I got high-waisted pants on, but most of the time I gotta do like some gymnastics to look at it.
Yeah, I need a shelf in my shower. You know, there has to be like a ridge of a tub or a shelf in the shower
Like a
to get
floor
it
mirror.
done. But like,
Nobody wants to look at it
oh,
anyway.
no.
I'm not one of those like, you know, the women who are like, it's beautiful. It's not. It's functional and I love it.
It's functional.
But like, I'm not like, wow. Like it's funny because you have all these vagina flowers on your.
I did not
tapestry.
even know those were vagina
So you keep,
flowers.
I'm looking at this one and I'm like, oh, ugly vagina. But like, that's a nice looking flower. If it were a vagina, I would not be offended by it.
Oh.
That wasn't the purpose. Of it.
No, I did not hang vagina flower curtains on my, these are not curtains. This is like apparently to keep it less echoey. I just put this up there. And otherwise I look right at my like kids' bedroom. And so some of my topics I don't really want to imagine that.
That's fair.
But
When you take out the vulva.
yeah, hand me that vulva. I'll show you. Because
I was gonna just keep it down here and tell everyone I was playing with your vulva off the camera.
it's upside down. Well, depending on where you are, I guess. So yeah, I'm back to that all fours thing. But anyhow, I'm not doing that. She did not tell me about that.
Yeah, no, it's just like, and then you have to pull your lips. You have to like hold your lips, and then they're pulling and you're holding, and it's just not.
This would be like the most intimate sexual experience in 5 years, and I probably do not want that to
And
be
what's
the
the
one
point?
time. I just like, I think it might offer me hope.
Mhm.
I thought it was gonna like be like getting my mojo back or something.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
Like on the off chance.
Do it. Do it.
The vulva. She did the waxing. So it's
That thing has never had hair on it.
dolphiny. I don't know
Yeah,
what you call
slick as a dolphin,
it. This
like a porpoise.
with your finger, not nail, the back pad of your finger. 8,000 nerve endings put here specifically for your pleasure. I have to talk about clitoracy because it's important to all y'all listening. Even those in midlife who are menopausal who feel like it's dead, rusted over and cobwebbed. It's not. She still lives. All right.
Pinky always talks about cliterature.
Cliterature.
It's like spicy, racy novels. She calls
Does
it.
she write them?
No. She just likes to read them. Cliterature.
Yeah, because you got to keep your like self in the game
Yeah.
somehow. Speaking of being in the game, let's go.
We got off topic, or maybe on topic.
Let's go from masturbation to suicide. So I
Parallel lanes on the highway.
Well, when you're feeling depressed, it's hard to pleasure. And of any kind, it's hard to have
Mhm.
self-pleasure, it's hard to have partner pleasure or any pleasure. But I know we have this in common, and again, only as you feel comfortable or and consent to answering. But I know for me, when I look back to the times where I felt like this life wasn't working, it's too much pain to deal with, that I feel like I look back at that time and I am really sad for that person. But that I also feel like that person is how I'm so empathetic and able to have conversations seemingly about anything, but like nothing scares me anymore. Is that, do you know what I mean? Like so I'm more apt to be adventurous or take risks or unfiltered conversations and comedy, like, which is super scary to me still. Writing and performing it all is terrifying. It's raw and vulnerable. But I couldn't get more vulnerable and scared than those days where I felt like I wanted to die. So do you feel like it gave you a fierceness in with your work, your personal life? Like how did it, I guess, translate for you?
I've never even thought about it like that. So this is like very profound of you to bring up. But you're right. I mean, and also talking about it too. It's like, well, if I can talk about that.
Exactly.
I can talk about anything. Right. And then I feel like I'm going to take this home. I'm like, that's deep.
Journal it.
Yeah.
Do you journal?
No. Maybe I need to start.
Do you meditate? How do you
No.
process things?
I cry.
Okay.
I take a bath every day.
Ooh, nice.
I have toaster bath bombs.
Toaster, like
Toaster shaped bath bombs. Like
why is it? That's like electrocution. Why
yeah,
is
it's
it
like a sick suicide joke.
Oh, that's a real suicide joke. That's hilarious. This is what they call dark humor. Toaster.
It's called the
Who made those?
There's this lady in Canada who makes them, and I bought a bunch of them because
It's
it's the running
hilarious.
joke in like the super dark humor world is like a real toaster. It's like your last bath bomb.
But
When I'm feeling like super depressed, I'll take out my toaster bath bomb, and then they all have like a little pin inside of them that's like a self-help or like an encouragement one. So you're like, I'm feeling depressed. It's time for a toaster in the bath.
Okay.
But then it
that's great.
yeah.
I love that.
I'll get you some of those too. So you
Thank you. Oh yes. Toaster.
adding them to the list.
I don't have
fan mail. You're gonna get.
bathtub in this stupid new house of mine. I have a shower.
Okay.
Just shower.
Oh well.
But I could
Maybe a hair dryer shaped bar of soap to take in the shower with you.
yes. And then this is a terrible way to go. Like
Yeah, no, I don't want to actually do it.
yeah, no, I'm just thinking like
I've been there.
of
No,
all
I have
the
never tried to put a
things.
toaster in my actual bathtub, but
I
we got off
wonder.
topic. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. No, this is the paradox that I love. I was curling my hair the other day and I was trying to multitask and also brush my teeth. And so I was brushing my teeth and like spitting while holding the thing. And then I don't remember what happened. It like got too hot or I don't remember. Or no, and then I had to rinse and then I dropped accidentally this, but then I'm rinsing. And I had that moment of like, oh, I could like die. Like, I don't know if you can die, whatever, because back in the 70s and 80s, they said like never have anything electric in anywhere near water, right?
Right, and you're like, the bathroom is full of water. Maybe we just shouldn't do these things in the same room.
That's true. But I was really like, I was so close to death right there. And probably not, but nothing happened. But it made me think about, wow, that would be a terrible way to go.
Yeah.
And that would not be my choice if I were to choose.
Right.
Yeah.
And then you're like, am I depressed? Because I'm discussing what the best way to die is in my head by myself in the bathroom. Like, it's like, I'm like, this isn't normal, is it? But then it is.
This is like those TikToks you say I see where they're like, if you're staying up all night wondering if you're queer, then yes,
You might be.
You might be.
You might be.
And so if you're thinking about all the ways you would or wouldn't want to
Yeah.
suicide, you might have
Depression. Yeah.
Mhm.
And that's okay.
and that is definitely okay. Yes.
We all have. Well, we don't all. If you're lucky enough to not.
Yeah, no, but I don't actually, in all seriousness, I don't know anybody who doesn't have a shitload of trauma and either depression or anxiety, like in the sense of like debilitating, keeps them from doing a lot of the things that they love or keeps them from loving themselves or others. And I think with the pandemic, it's with isolation and it's just gotten worse. So it is the epidemic, and I deal with a child who's dealing with that, and it's in middle school, as like the years that you want to forget about, really hard.
Yep.
And so we try to figure out ways to sprinkle pleasure and play and joy and some laughter into our hardest of days. So like you do with the car, what do you do for your family or friends? Like how do you incorporate them into your pleasure, play, happy practices?
So, well, quality time is another love language of mine. So like, I know, I particularly because my work is now on my phone a lot, like if I'm not making a video or engaging like that, my phone doesn't exist. So like, I'll leave the phone, we'll go outside, we'll do public, we're big puzzle people, board game people, dance party people. And I've learned, I know, private dance parties. The internet's not ready to see me dance. Okay, I'd be too powerful.
It would be too much.
I get canceled sometimes. They'd be like, you need different medication.
Is it like Elaine dancing?
It's bad. Yeah, it's bad. There's a
No,
lot
no, I
of
kinda
movement.
want to
But
So you go outside. I'm sorry, I do.
no, it's fine. I think it's funny too, because generationally speaking, like we all had similar middle school, like different challenges, but the same sort of struggles as our kids. but it's nice to see parents are more intentional about taking care of their kids' mental health. Like,
Absolutely.
I think I love my parents, and I don't, the sentence is not, I think I love my parents. That was a separate thought. I love my parents.
Grammar, I think.
They did the best they could with what they had, but we have better tools now. And I feel like you see your kids struggling and you're like, okay, how can I help them with the tools that help me?
Exactly. And depending on where, because you grew up in Connecticut, right? And I lived in Connecticut for a while. And there's some places in the world where, and Maine is not one of them, thank goodness, like where I feel like I wasn't able to fully express myself. And did you feel that way in Connecticut, that like you had to play small or play by the rules a little bit more? I'm like inspired. In Connecticut,
Taking off her clothes. I told her every time I went too far, she had to unzip a little.
Well, I'm not totally taking them off,
What is
this? I'm just saying.
Next is the fashion podcast.
Everybody in Connecticut. Do they not?
Oh, I thought you were trying. This is the faux cardigan tied in your chest. I thought you were adjusting your sweatshirt.
Oh,
to make
no.
yourself more comfortable.
Oh, no.
Yes,
no, like everybody in Connecticut does this thing. And then like way back when, even like, and then like, I don't know, there was just some weird stuff about living in Connecticut.
I also spent my summers on Cape Cod.
Oh.
So it's like Connecticut on steroids.
Woo!
Yeah. There's a lot of pressure to be somebody else or to fit a standard.
Exactly.
The rat race and the clothes and the cars and the successes. And up here, it's so nice.
Yeah.
Like there are sometimes I get really frustrated with Maine. Because I'm like, why do I live in the middle of nowhere?
Yes, it's isolating.
Correct. But then I'm like, I watch how my kids grow up and like,
yeah,
it's just such a nice place to raise kids. And like, I can wear a $10 TJ Maxx Britney Spears shirt and no one's like,
no,
people don't care because it's more like life value.
In actually, if we wore what you might have worn in New York or out in the town in a different type of place, I used to live in DC, Baltimore, where I think everybody wears like a slick black coat and like skinny jeans and nice high boots. And so I played the part. But if I did that here, I would people like, well, where are you going? Like, who's getting married? or
here, go to prom.
Exactly.
Go to prom, and you're
exactly.
like, I'm 35 years old.
Like, there's just nowhere to go though to dress up. Even at theaters and fancy restaurants, nobody dresses up.
But then, so like I was in New York this past weekend and I packed all the clothes that I was like, this is what I should wear in
Your
New York,
fanciest clothes.
Yeah, my like bougie city clothes, which is like still like their homeless level, like, right? Like it's not fancy. So the first night out, I'm like getting dressed and I don't like it. I'm getting dressed, I don't like it. I'm getting dressed, I don't like it. And I was in a hotel room with a bunch of women and I just sat there in my bra and underwear for like half an hour and I was like, I hate all my clothes because I didn't like it because it wasn't me.
Yeah. And
so then Saturday night, we all went to Times Square and they're all looking hot. And I put on pajamas, like a matching black pajama set, this jean jacket and boots.
I love it.
And I had the best time.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I'm not pretending
to
be somebody I'm not.
Yeah. And you're with friends who hopefully
they don't give a shit.
Celebrate
care.
all that you are.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's your message. Like that's totally the message in your work is be authentic and live large, be seen, go big. I mean, what did you say in the last one?
Be too much.
Be too much. Be too much. Yes.
That's me. I'm really subdued in this interview though. Interview?
Sure. Yeah. No, it's like a podcast. I suppose.
Interview.
Do you feel like you need to
You're
get up
Katie
and wiggle?
I'm Katie Couric.
Do you need to get up and move or do anything silly? No. Let me look at my sticky note and see if there's anything I forgot.
No, we've been so focused.
That's because everyone's gonna say, how tall is she? How short is she? Because they can tell I'm standing and she was sitting.
This is pretty accurate.
So yeah. So I'm 5'6".
I'm 5'10".
Oh, 5'10". So that's how tall my 14-year-old now son is. And
your son is 5'10".
Yeah, at 14. I know he grew really tall. My older son is 6'6" or 6'1", and my daughter is 5'9" or 10. Out of my labia they came, and all of them naturally. And so the husbands, the dads are all tall. So people say, so anyhow, so we already said that 33, 51, short, 5'3", tall, 5'10".
And I have the bun too, which adds
I should do that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Your hair's so pretty.
I know, but you're teaching me tricks of how to look taller. I gotta do.
You gotta get the
this.
pointy eyebrows too.
I know, I gotta
bring
get
the
my
lines
eyebrows
up. Everything
back.
moves up. The pointy glasses.
I got it. Okay. I'm gonna go messy bun. Okay.
Yes, very pretty. Oh, you look very fancy. Like
Okay. Stats, Maine, we got it. Humor, how we said suicide, grooming, got it. Fame.
grooming. When you said grooming, I was like, what are we talking about? Child predators? Like got nervous there for a little.
We didn't talk a ton about marriage, but a little bit. Parenting. Ass. I don't know what X cup means. Don't know. But I'm not gonna talk about it because I don't know. I can't read my own writing. and you like Sound of Music and Wizard of Oz.
Yep.
Is there anything else I need to know about you? I mean, really.
I'm a cat lady.
And
We
you're a
talked about
cat
that with the
lady.
animals. I'm a cat lady. I got a lot of cats.
Yeah.
I drove by a cat place on the way here and I was like, actually when your neighbors had a cat outside, because I drove around the neighborhood because I got here too early. And I was like,
come in.
I was like,
I was busy cleaning. I did not. Which I really appreciate because I've never met you before. I have to say, like I said, I never met you before in person. We chit chatted a little bit, Zooming, and but because of your content, and I think this is probably true for anybody to me too. Like, it's almost like you invite people to be even messier than they are, or at least be themselves.
yeah.
And so I was like, the Connecticut wife in me knows this floor is dirty, and that, and like looked around at all the stuff. And I because I haven't had people over at my house, I was like, this isn't polite to do to anybody who walks in.
Correct.
And then I'm like, she probably won't need to use the bathroom, so I don't need to. And then of course the first thing I did, because of the big gulp, whatever.
Duncan that I didn't share.
Duncan, yeah, hoarding. And so anyhow, I just want to say I appreciate that about you, and I wish all people were like that, and I certainly wish all of my friends were like that, because I still catch myself, I don't know if it's putting on armor or just feeling like I wouldn't be fully accepted, even though that's my work. Like what we teach, we need to learn still.
Yes. Well, I have a habit. So we were like heavily indoctrinated by the church for a brief period in our life. And they were like, pick a phrase that works for your home, right? And it was in biblical terms, but it's less that now. But it was like, welcome others as you would like to be welcomed.
Yeah.
And so our house we like to think is the sort of house where people's kids end up, where people end up. Like, we've had more than our fair share of people who just appear and are like, I'm getting a divorce. And we're like, okay, this is the house that you were like in this chaotic moment showed up at, right? But when people are like, I'm going to be there in half an hour, I spend 30 minutes freaking the fuck out.
Dude.
But so that's why I like more than I'm like,
it's unsanitary, because it's just embarrassing.
no, because it's a Connecticut housewife in me where I'm like,
Connecticut
this is a
housewife.
direct reflection of my character if they find out I have dishes in my sink. But once they come in one time and see it,
right,
I'm like, they know.
Yeah.
They know who I am.
Yeah.
But the internet sometimes I feel like I've talked about it 1,000 times. It's so freeing because I am who I am.
Yeah.
But
it's so hard.
I do secretly, I don't know if you've seen, I make my videos in the corner of my kitchen sometimes because
there's one
it's the only corner that's clean and there's nothing over there. And I like throw the things up the stairs, like shove it off the counter. And I'm like, get my
you got your
beautiful kitchen.
Your Pinterest self on.
Yeah.
So the corner of your kitchen, yes,
Yeah.
I relate to that.
The
And
car.
then you have your car, probably only one corner of your car, because there's like goldfish probably in the back. Yes. Well, and we've already, whatever, messed this up. There's the vagina flowers. Yeah, they do. I'm always going to look at them as vagina flowers. But yeah, no, I in my ADHD coaching, often as an icebreaker, I'll say, all right, everyone just like flip your camera around and show us what's actually going on, because then it's like, oh, we're keeping it real.
Yep.
So yeah,
And it's a sort of thing where
important.
like once people see the mess, you like they can't unsee it.
Right.
So
Right.
then
So
you
it's
just
already
are who
out
you
there.
are.
Exactly.
I
Exactly.
like that.
Our circles get smaller as we get older. I don't know if you're already experiencing this, where like you just want to only be with people who truly do see you and celebrate you.
Yep.
And then all the other people on the periphery who you feel like you need to put on airs for, or more judgy, you're just like, let it go.
Yep.
Yeah.
So also like I have a full-time career outside of social media.
I forget about that. What do you do? Or do you say?
I do. I work in private air charter arrangements. So we handle like private travel for sports.
And you full like 40 hours?
Mhm.
Oh my gosh. You're busy.
And then I have social media because it sort of happened accidentally. And I have my family. And so
Yeah.
like in terms of adult relationships, you're like, okay, I have a lot on my plate.
That's a lot.
And if I'm going to take time away from my family or a nap, I would hope that it would add value. And I'm not saying like somebody has to be like, 10 out of 10, like talk to your friend, but like there has to be some sort of substance to that relationship because I don't want to.
Yeah, you're not gonna waste your time.
Right. Yeah. I don't have enough pennies left in the jar for bullshit. I like your glasses.
Are they cool? They're sparkly.
Yeah.
I thought they would distract from under icicles, but then
Stop talking about yourself like that.
I know.
Don't talk
I
about my
was just
friend
gonna
like that.
say, and then I decided that I'm not gonna reframe it that way.
Look at how nice your eyes
I know.
look. Everyone,
Is
write
it-
a comment about how good your eyes look
aw.
beautiful.
The eyebrows.
All of it.
Well, see, now that I do that, you can't.
Look
really
at
do
Zoom
that.
doesn't even have filters. Look at how pretty you look. Okay.
So you're like pretty.
See?
I'm so pretty. Also pretty. I'm
Pretty.
pretty sure if
You're
I thank you.
I meant for the singing. That's free.
Oh, really? I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty. Period. Sure. that one of the reasons why you so generously decided that you would come is because I'm on the way to Chipotle. I actually have in my Calendly burrito podcast. But then now you're not even getting one.
No, I'm not.
That sucks.
I know.
But
I'm going to get an IV. Because I'm still hungover from this weekend. Because I don't drink. I mean, I drink. I'll have like a cocktail or two.
you're having like a hydrating
Yeah.
IV. That's some serious hangover if you need an IV.
No,
Is
I
that
just
normal?
feel like no, I'm not like hungover. I just
Oh.
feel like I need
Mm.
more water than I can consume.
Okay, yeah, serious. Oh, that's great.
It's
Like a cleansing.
Gratuitous self-care.
I like it. So
Yeah.
you're gonna, where do you go for that?
My esthetician in Thompson. She has like, the lady who does like all the injections.
You could get stuff done while you're hydrating.
I'll edit a video. I have a
Oh
video
my
to
gosh.
submit. So I have a brand deal that I haven't edited. So I'll get my IV and I'll sit there on my phone and
That's
it's
awesome.
obnoxious. I know, but
No, I think it's
I
great.
could drink a Gatorade or I could get an IV.
Yeah, no, I think it's good self-care. Never thought to get an IV for self-care.
Well, it's also, I really didn't drink that much. I just am not
Yeah, you're not-
22
your body's not
anymore.
used to it. I get that. I wouldn't be able to handle it.
No.
Your friends are way cool and very party-ish and
Well,
yeah.
but they're not. Like, so we were all out and we're like, so it's like 9:30.
I'm ready for
And we had
bed.
like a comedy show in Times Square
Yeah,
and it was late.
yeah.
And I was like, we should be in bed.
but,
Like, wake up.
but Pinky was performing.
Yeah.
right? So you
Well,
had
so
to-
she performed and then we went to see Michael Rappaport on Friday night. Yeah.
I aspire to see Pinky live in performance. She's hilarious. Very popular with my friends.
She's amazing. When she
Yeah.
comes to Boston, we'll go. We'll
Definitely.
get like a bus full of out of control.
That would be amazing.
Women.
Yes, yes.
We're coming for you.
Love her. Okay. Well, good. Well, you need to go get hydrated.
Yes.
And yes, and I'm going to cancel my ass grooming.
No, I think we'll just do it. I think you should do it just one time.
Well, will it grow back normal or is it like my eyebrows where it's like fuck?
You
I
might get like
don't.
ingrown hairs. It's like itchy when it grows back.
None of this sounds good. Like
it's
there's
not.
no benefit.
Well, like you have to do it all the time, then it like slowly stops growing it. It's not worth it.
Okay. No.
Don't do it. Embrace
I'm
the
gonna
push.
I'm gonna cancel that. Okay. And a razor works fine if I'm in the mood.
To what?
Try it. I'm not doing it on my butt, but I'm just saying, like, I mean, if
Razor-
I-
I'm gonna think about your crepey labia for the entire drive home. That's a weird sentence. Hey girl. We're alone in a room. I'm gonna think about your labia for the whole car ride home. I'm
Thank
sorry.
you. Well, I've
And
been
I'll cut my
thinking
fingernails. before
why I
come home.
haven't been having any like TikTok followers, and I wonder if I should change my name.
To crepey labia.
Will I get any?
You'll probably get banned. There'll be like sexual
Oh,
activity.
that's
TikTok's
true.
really
Oh.
prude sometimes
Oh.
if you're not like a 14-year-old girl.
Hmm.
It's
Okay,
a whole
well,
nother conversation.
that's awful.
And
Yikes. Yeah, I'm pretty sure my handle, which 63 people are on, whatever, is like laugh underscore whatever that lower line is, tears.
put it in it. Everyone follow her right now.
I think that's it. Yes, I will throw it in the show notes. All my hands. So how can people
Crepey labia 51.
Nobody's gonna forget that.
No
Nobody's
one
gonna forget that. Yes, and let me just say, to normalize for all you all out there who are aging, the labia as all, like chin drops, things drop. The labia too drops, and I'm not kidding you. This is a serious PSA. So you have thigh rub, you know, it hurts.
Should I move out for the PSA? Or like, if you or someone you know
If you
has a dropping labia.
you know how thigh rub hurts.
You're not alone. Yes.
Like it's like it almost takes
I get
away.
the chub rub. Yeah.
Yeah. And so in the summer when you're sweaty and you're hot, it gets like painful sometimes,
Mhm.
right? So you wear whatever, I don't know what you do. I wear like biker shorts and
I have
such
the
under stuff.
chafing rub cream,
Does it work?
Yeah.
Oh,
but I've
All
got
right.
some girthier hips than you.
but that's good to know it works.
Yeah.
Okay. I will try. I haven't tried that. And so when you get older and your body gravity takes over and your labia too becomes loose, like the loose labia in the thighs, you have labia rub. And I'm just saying, like you wake up in the morning or you get out of the shower, that's when it hurts the most, right? When you get out of the shower, your thigh rub. No,
I'm learning.
it's really, it's a thing. It's a thing.
Labia
This is,
rub?
yeah. So it's hangs below the,
I already have an Audi.
oh, you do. Yeah.
So it's
So
gonna.
it's gonna drop. And so
She hangs.
just
she
imagine that that's
hangs.
like the labia below it. Right. And so let's imagine for a second, these are your thighs. And then that's the thing. And so it rubs and so anyhow, it's a serious problem. And if you try to tuck it up in there, it doesn't stay, just saying. So I have a friend who's an OBGYN who says that there's a procedure that you can get that like tucks it and clips it, which I'm also scared about.
Clips.
but-
Would it like take
Like,
away sensation?
It doesn't take away any sensation. It literally just decreases the amount of
Square
labia.
footage?
Yeah,
Yeah.
square footage. Kegels don't help and Pilates doesn't help. Been trying that for a while. So obviously underwear is helpful. But then that's why the shower is an issue when you're walking around naked. When you do that, it hurts. Why did I talk about that?
I was curious when I came in how you would bring the labia puppet into the podcast, and I'm like impressed at how many opportunities
times
you seized to bring the labia puppet out. I like it. I like it.
She
It's a
like
skill.
your pussycats is my emotional support.
Labia. You need merch. This is my emotional support.
I have a
labia.
pussy. You have
I
a
do.
pussy emotional support thing.
Dropping the P word.
I do. It's just like my elbow to me. When you don't use it a lot, it's just another body part. No, but I try to normalize it. Decrease the shame in Maine.
Ashley says the C word all the time. That's why.
Oh, see, I don't use that. I
I
haven't
can't.
reclaimed that. I reclaimed pussy, but I haven't reclaimed the C word for myself.
I spend so much time with Pinky now. I call it my downstairs kitty cat.
Downstairs kitty cat. I love it.
That's what she always, because you can't say those words on the internet. You get like flagged if you say like vagina, like they flip out.
That's what drives me bonkers is how many times I get flagged for vulva or labia. Like I'm using the actual terms.
Yeah, no.
That's ridiculous that
Yeah.
I get flagged.
So Pinky calls it the downstairs kitty cat. Now that's just like a normal term. We use all the words at home with the kids, but like
Good. Yes, that helps reduce the shame around it. And I always have conversations about it because I think it's really important because it's whatever it's on everyone's mind. It's not like as a woman, we're not thinking about these things. So
well, sorry, are you trying to wrap it up? I just keep talking.
no, go ahead.
My kids wanted to watch a Netflix movie and I looked it up online, like, is it okay? And there was like, oh, there's a bunch of conversations about male genitalia. So I'm talking to my kids, 3rd and 5th grade. My daughter's in 5th grade. And I was like, listen, it says there's a lot of talk about male body parts. And she's like, Dad's got a penis. He's got a penis. Guys across the street have a penis. It's not like I don't know what a penis is. We're all going to watch it. And I was like,
good.
Okay, fair. You've been listening to what I've been saying.
Yeah, that's so good.
And you felt comfortable saying penis 3 times in front of me at 10 years old. And I want to be scared, but I'm proud.
That is so good. And like I mentioned, I have a lot of friends who are sex therapists and they tell me over and over and over in all their workshops, they say this too. It's like, if your kid is already using the terms or asking the questions, you're too late. Like, this is not like, oh, you said penis, we should talk about penises. Like, they already know.
Yeah.
Or if they're asking like, what's sex, they already know.
They're learning it from someone else if they're not learning it from you.
Exactly.
Sorry
And so
to
you
cut you
want to, no, it's so true. So you want to be able to, if you want to present it to your kids in a certain way, you do it like over dinner, like pass the peas and P for peas, P for penis. Let's talk about penises. Like slip it in.
Yeah.
Like however is casual.
That's a weird choice of terms. Slip it in.
Slip it in. Yes.
But we have big consent conversations too. Cause I'm always
Consent.
I'm always like, if anyone ever touches you, you can throat chop them. And then if it was an accident, we can deal with that after. And so one time I accidentally, like, we were like roughhousing and I accidentally grabbed her and she
good.
and I was like, and she was like, I'm so sorry. And I was like, no, it's exactly what you should do.
Yeah, she had a good
and
move.
I was like,
Yeah.
got the reflexes.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry. I'll let you
It's-
finish. I'll stop
Do you
talking.
have two? Is it both
One of
girls?
each.
No,
No,
one of each.
8-year-old
Because
boy,
it's really
10-year-old girl.
fascinating when I witness myself parenting my daughters versus sons differently when I come from that place of self-defense or sexual abuse and stuff. It's really fascinating. But just so y'all know, it's even as important to talk to your boys about it, consent and
Mhm.
sexual abuse. And so, okay, we can go way down a different path there, but we should let you hydrate. And yes, so if people wanted to follow you, if they don't already follow you, how could they do so best?
Babies of Steel, STEELE, on TikTok and Instagram.
Okay. And is that like the only place? Do you have like, I don't know, website, Facebook? These are all like archaic,
I
right?
have a Facebook, but I don't use it because
Mhm.
people on Facebook are really mean and scary. No offense if you're watching from those places, but
Oh, okay.
historically, I had one video go viral on Facebook and it was the scariest week of my life.
Oh gosh.
Um,
Okay. Good to know.
I just am a different market, I think.
Yeah. So Instagram is the most forgiving? Or
TikTok.
Tik-
TikTok is the nicest.
I gotta learn how to do this.
TikTok, I have like followers who, like, if someone is mean in a comment, I'll pin it and my followers will eat them alive.
Oh,
Like, I don't even have to do
that's
anything.
awesome.
They're like, this isn't going to end well for you, buddy. And then they just shred them. And then sometimes the people just delete their accounts. And I'm like, oh, I didn't even have to do anything here.
That's awesome. So they have your back.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
But Instagram is like more my day-to-day life.
Okay. So TikTok is where they should find your real stuff, your day-to-day life on Instagram. Don't look at her Facebook.
You can just to make sure you're mean so it's consistent all across the platform.
Oh my gosh. And then if you're looking for her beyond that, you know, Dunkin' Donuts, Chipotle, don't stalk her. I'm
Your
just
local
kidding,
animal shelter.
seriously. Yes. If you see somebody petting her pussy, it's her. And so
I just feel like we should say goodbye to this.
it's like the third entity in the room. And by the way, if you want to reach out to me, like one email, I don't know, like, thanks for doing. I'm like, this is number 60.
It's amazing.
Give me, that's a lot. I have
It is.
like
It's
6,000,
awesome.
like 7,000 downloads. I know people are out there,
That's awesome.
but they don't reach out. And I'm approachable.
So our words of like of love, words of affirmation are your love language. You need some words.
I need some words.
Okay.
I
We'll fill it
love that you download it. I love that you listen. I hope you enjoy it. But yeah, just like reach out. And to make it even more rewarding for you, because you're like, well, what's in it for me? I don't care. Oh,
More
man.
of this. Another
is-
vulva video. I'm sorry.
I will definitely. I will talk about vulva as much as you want. But you have to tell me that you like it. So anyhow, where was I?
My fault. I cut you off. You said if
Oh.
you want to reach out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no. What's in it for you? What's in it for you?
Oh, yes.
I offer this free coaching call. Like, it's literally in the show notes on 60 episodes now. Free 30-minute coaching call. It's super easy. And by the way, despite the chaos you've just seen, I'm like a fucking good coach.
I thought that was not chaotic.
That was not
It
insane.
was not chaotic.
Oh, that's
We are
funny.
like a well-oiled,
Yeah.
organized machine.
I know. It's really fun to be with somebody doing this.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, I like it. So yeah, take us up on it. Stop sending her things, send me the things. And yeah. And so Facebook and Instagram, Pasha Marlowe, I will turn into crepey labia on TikTok, but right now I'm like
It'll be your burner account.
laugh_tears or something boring. But so yeah, and then share, all you fans of Meredith Steele, share this with your friends because everybody wants to know all this stuff about her. And look her up on Instagram and TikTok. And then if you would be so kind, also subscribe and maybe even review. That'd be fun to find a review in my inbox. I'm like sounding desperate now.
No, it's fine. It's good. I like it. I like it.
All right. Is there anything else you feel like you need to say before we go?
Thank you.
Thank you.
This is really fun. This is my first in-person interview podcast. So
Me
it
too.
was 1,000 times better than I thought it would be. Not that I had low expectations.
Going to the boring midlife woman's house.
Shut up. No, you're not allowed to talk about yourself like that.
Thank you, friend. Okay, it has been fun for me too. I was worried I wouldn't like be cool enough to hang, to know the lingo.
You know who I am. Have you ever seen my videos? I don't know the lingo either.
I don't know how to figure that out once you got here. Like she doesn't actually know anything. I'm like,
She has no idea
why
either.
should
I don't
we
know.
set this stuff up? She's like, okay, because I don't know.
Like, do you know how this works? I was like, absolutely not. Nope. I'm gonna sit on
It's a
this chair,
computer.
eat this Reese's peanut butter cup that you gave me, drink tea. This is you're a professional.
I'm a professional. All right. Great to see you all. Thanks for being here and sprinkle some pleasure onto even your shittiest of days. Bye.